Welcome back, Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And before I get started, if you like this video, please drop a thumbs up on it. It helps out the channel more than you know. If not, thumbs down works as well. And if you like knife content, and I think you do, think about hitting that subscribe button. And then go ahead and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss any of the content. Alrighty, today is a video I've been wanting to do for a while because the question I get asked most through emails and through comments is, hey, I have X amount of dollars, what knife should I get? You know, I mean, and that's the same for all knife reviewers. They all get the same questions. And just so I'm not constantly having to give them a list of knives, I figured I'd make videos in each section so I could just send them a link to this video, and it's something that I can look back on and see how it changes over time. So what I did was this first list is from $100 to $200. That's usually that sweet spot that a lot of people are looking for, and I kind of broke them up into companies just because that was the easiest for me. So let's get started. First up is the Benchmade 940. This particular one's a sprint run, but I mean, it's exclusive. But the regular 940 with S30V blade and the G10 scales comes in at $174. When somebody says they're looking for a compact, lightweight, good work knife or just good overall EDC knife, they want it to be fidgetable. That's another thing here. A good locking mechanism, good warranty, USA made. You know, there's a lot to love with this knife. So the Benchmade 940 is definitely one that I do recommend. I've tested these a lot. Alrighty. Next up from Benchmade, of course, you got to have the Benchmade Bugout. This is a Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive with a 20 CV blade and the G10 scales. And pretty much anytime somebody says, I need a super lightweight knife, maybe for backpacking or to wear with gym shorts, anything like that, this is usually where I point them. It's super slim, very, very lightweight. Even this G10 model is very, very light. But if they wanted even lighter, they could get the FRN model. I would probably say this one's, you know, $208. So this particular one wouldn't really be on the list, but I would probably tell them you probably just will save unless you want to shave just as extra few quarters of an ounce or whatever it is. And the FRN version with S30V blade comes in at $148. It's definitely hard to beat a Benchmade. Great warranty, USA made, like I said before. Let's go next to Cold Steel. First up is the Cold Steel Recon 1 in pretty much any variation. That's what's awesome about the Recon series. You got this beautiful clip point, you got a nice spear point, and you got a Tonto, so it kind of hits all those. I wish they would come out with a worn clip. That'd be pretty sweet. But anytime somebody's looking for, you know, a heavy duty knife, a lot of times it's just, you know, I go for Cold Steel because they got a ridiculously strong lockup. Fairly lightweight, being that there's no liners in this, just this thick G10, which is very, very strong. This would make a great hunting knife with that clip point blade shape. And of course, that spear point is going to be good in just about any scenario. But if somebody says they're looking for a super strong lock and they want a 4-inch blade or a bigger blade, Recon 1, this one, I mean, it comes in right at $100. I think that's an excellent bang for the buck. You get S35 VN steel. There you go. 4-inch blade, G10 scales, very comfortable, ergonomic, and you can beat on these things, you know. But you got to be wanting a back lock and a super modified back lock because, you know, some people aren't going to like that. I don't love a back lock. But whenever it's needed and I want something that's overbuilt strong, I usually grab one of these. So the Recon 1, first up. Next up from Cold Steel is the Cold Steel AD10. This is my favorite of the Demco variations. I just love the look of this one. It's kind of like a mini 4 Max. It's got contoured scales, nice looking scales too. S35 VN blade, super, super tough. It's not that, you know, it's definitely not a lightweight, but for as big of a blade this is, I mean, as chunky of a blade this is, it's really not bad. And this thing is butter smooth, at least mine is. And definitely this is one that I could recommend for a hard user. And, you know, whenever I'm trying to figure out a knife to tell somebody, I don't know, you know, if they're a novice, if this is, you know, they're only getting one, if they're not a real knife guy, they're just a, you know, everyday Joe that wants a good knife. So unless they give me details in specific, I'm not going to tell them, say, the 80-15, because they may not know how to work that lock and they might end up hurting themselves. So a lot of people, majority of the world knows how to use a back lock, and I think it's a safe bet. I don't love the pocket clip on this, but you can get aftermarket ones, and that's another great choice. Cold steel 80-15. You can get these, well, I got all these prices from Blade HQ just to try to keep it, you know, the price is similar. So on Blade HQ, it's $191. But if you plan on buying the 80-15, I'd go to Amazon. You can get it for $110. So there you go. That's the Cold Steel 80-10. Now, if they ask me for an absolutely just over-the-top, hard-use beater, I mean, you pretty much have to recommend the Cold Steel 4MAX Scout. I mean, this thing's just a beast. I mean, the first 4MAX I got, I had the G10 one with the 20 CV blade, and it was expensive. I didn't need it, and I didn't use it that much, but I had fun destroying stuff with it, and it was just a knife that put a smile on my face. And that's probably what majority of the people buy these for, you know, just something to put a smile on your face. You want a big old blade? Come on, look at that. You got FRN scales that have like a good stippling pattern on there. It's nice and grippy. Got that triad lock, so you're definitely not gonna have to worry about that lock. And you have, I think it's a 4-inch blade on here of Austin A steel, and that's a good to go budget steel, especially for a beater. The 4MAX Scout comes in at $110 at Blade HQ. Alrighty. Coming up is knives from Hogue. So it's a USA made company, and one I recommend these three a lot. And first up is the Hogue Deca. Mine, don't pay attention to that. Mine's been reground by my buddy Brian from Transparent Knives. It already had a good grind on it. I just like to have mine laser beam thin. And the Deca, if you're looking for a nice medium to smaller knife, lightweight, a thumb stud deployer, smooth action, a great lockup, then the Deca is pretty hard to beat. You got G10 scales, 20 CV blade, made in the USA. It does have 9 billion screws, but you know, it's a user for me, and I don't love the clip. I had another one on here for a while, but you know, whatever. This is a beater for me. And you could pick up the Hogue Deca for 134 bucks. I think it's a pretty darn good bargain. 3.25-inch blade, like I said, excellent fidgetability if that matters to you, and it's an attractive knife. If you don't like the drop point, you can get it in a Warncliffe as well, and that one's pretty beautiful also. It has a compound grind on it, and I have that one too, but this is the one I grabbed. You can get it in different colorways as well, black blade and black scales, and I forgot the other scales, but this is the blue-black G10. Okay, now these next two are probably what I recommend just a little bit over the Deca, just because I've always loved this design. This design used to be made by Benchmade, and it's designed by nobody other than Doug Ritter of Knife Rights, and that is the Hogue Ritter RSK. This is the mini. I mean, it's just such a good knife for the money. You got 20 CV blade, nice blade shape. Not to mention Doug Ritter, you know, he's the man behind getting these old laws overturned, like, for instance, the automatic knife law we had in Louisiana. He got it overturned and made automatics legal again. Such an awesome dude. Look at that beautiful stone wash on there. Nice deep carry pocket clip. Tip up left to right. You got contoured scales. And if you need something with grip, it's got like a starburst pattern on there. And this thing is grippy. I had to take some sandpaper to mine just to kind of knock it down because it kind of messes with my nerves in my hands. But super smooth action. I think they call it their Able lock. And they do the axis style lock awesome. I have absolutely no play left to right, and this thing is smooth out of box. This is my second mini RSK because I wanted my father-in-law to have a good knife, so I gifted him my black one, and I saw this purple and black. Had to get it. There's other colorways of this. You can also get it in black blade. And if the small's too small for you, you can get the large RSK. Small comes in at $139 in just your standard variation. And then if you want the larger version, you can get it at $159. I mean, that's an excellent bang for your buck. If you're just looking for a good everyday user knife, it's going to be hard to beat either one of these. Just kind of like the Benchmade Griptilian. In my opinion, this is a Griptilian destroyer. I'm sure I'm going to make some people mad by that, but it's just you're getting more for your money with this. You got 20 CV, you got G10 that comes with it originally. You don't have to get a sprint or an updated run. And also some of the proceeds go to the Knife Rights Foundation, or all of it, I don't know. And why wouldn't you want to help that? So there you go. That's my Hogues, the RSK Small and the RSK Large. Alrighty, we got, what, one more left. And that is going, no, I'm sorry. Did we go through, we didn't go through the Spydercos yet. I completely missed them. Alrighty, I don't think I did. Sorry if I did. I had my COVID shot. I'm kind of hazy here. First up is the Spyderco Military. This one is a sprint run, but the Military, if you want a big blade, a big slicey blade, a 4-inch blade that's nice and lightweight for its size, the Military is excellent. The only thing that a lot of people don't like is it's tip down only. I got a Lynch deep carry clip on there. It doesn't bother me in a big blade, the tip down, but man, the Military is a good one. The only reason these two aren't on here, the Para 3 and the PM2, is because I had to pick one of the bunch, and if I have to pick one of the bunch, I'm going with the Military. That's just me. You know, unless the person I'm telling, you know, they would like the Military, unless they want something smaller. If they want something smaller, I'm gonna ask them what size range, and I would definitely recommend one of these two. But, you know, this is somebody that I know knows what they're doing with the knife, because let's be honest, if they try to pry with this, you can snap that tip pretty easily. It's just a good slicing tool right here. Nice and smooth. Mine's gotten smoother and smoother. I've been having this one for a long time. This one's in 204p, but you got G10 scales that only have a partial liner on this side. Pretty much it's just a lock in there. And all this is G10, so it saves up on the weight. You got a distal taper on the blade. Just a really, really nice knife. The Military, you can find them. They're not easy to find right now, but you can still find them. I found one, and it was $196. I think it was on Amazon, maybe. Might have been on Blade HQ. I think I got the price from Blade HQ. I'm not exactly sure. I'll try to leave links to all these that are available down below. All right. Next up from Spyderco is this. If somebody asks, they want a knife, a production knife that can hold an edge for a really long time, and I know they know how to sharpen, I'm gonna recommend the Spyderco Sage 1 in Maximette steel. I love this knife. I think it's a beautiful platform. It's super comfortable in my hands, very comfortable. Ground nice and thin. Nice liner lock there. Good action, very, very smooth action on mine. I've had every one of the variations of the Sage series, and this one and the titanium one are my favorites. I've been carrying this one a lot more because I like the Maximette. I've thought about doing a blade swap in those two. But excellent, excellent, excellent knife. And the Maximette, let's see, the Maximette, where's it at? Sage 1. This is a runner-up, I'm sorry, because it was $206, but I would say spend the extra $6 if you're looking for something that's going to cut for days. But next up is the Spyderco Chaparral. Somebody asked for a dressy knife that's nice and slicey as can be. Backlock. This one is in XHP steel. It's a beautiful blade. You can still get these in the burl wood. What is it? I think it's bird's eye maple. I'm sorry. Nice and smooth. It's a smaller knife, but I could easily get a 4-finger grip with that choil right there. And I could probably I can almost squeeze a 4-finger grip. Nice wire pocket clip. Left or right hand carry. Completely ambidextrous knife with that back lock and that spidey hole. I can easily use it left or right handed. And that's another, reason why I would recommend this if they're looking for a nice slicey, lightweight, smaller blade. It'd be this, especially if they're a lefty. That's the Spyderco Chaparral. And the Chaparral comes in at $161 in this variant. And if this one goes out of stock, I could always recommend either the carbon fiber one at $140 or the lightweight one. I don't know how much the lightweight is, but it's probably right under 100 if I had to take a guess. This is Spyderco Chaparral. If you want something even smaller than Chaparral, my secondary choice would have been the Spyderco Dragonfly in K390 steel. This is another one that will cut for days. K390 is excellent, but you got to take care of it if you don't want it to patina or rust. I could care less. Another one that is small, but I can get a 4-finger grip on there with that forward choil. I love the Dragonfly. Mine has these aftermarket micarta scales that I got off of Etsy, but the regular variation with the FRN scales makes it such a lightweight knife. The only problem with these micarta ones, I need to rough them up. They're very, very slick, so got to be careful with that. I love the Dragonfly. I completely forget it's in my pocket. It usually goes in that 5th pocket. Another one that's using that cool wire pocket clip. Totally ambidextrous knife, back lock. In the K390 steel version, you can get it for $101. And I think that K390 is worth it if you're looking for something that can cut for a while. 2 honorable mentions, I got 3 honorable mentions for Spyderco that I will recommend, but I hadn't seen this one in stock for a while, so I haven't been recommending it. But if they want a hard use Spyderco, definitely I'm going to tell them the Shaman. The Shaman's an excellent knife. This particular one's in Z-Wear with the micarta, but the G10 and the S30V version, or maybe S45 now, I don't know. That one's just excellent as well. It's kind of price high, but if you're wanting to spend that kind of money, it's definitely a good knife. Another Spyderco that if I know, like I said, if I know you're a knife a knife guy, I might recommend the Spyderco Smock. I love that. Keep your finger out the blade. Super smooth. S30V steel. The regular variation comes with that peel ply laminated G10 carbon fiber. You know, great knife. Definitely a fidget king right here. And last up is the Spyderco Capara. This is another sprint run in 20 CV, but the carbon fiber version is a beautiful knife, good slicer, very, very smooth action, super comfortable in hand. Another excellent choice. But I think the Caparas might be over the $200 mark. I think they are. I'm not positive, but definitely a good option nonetheless. So there you go. That is my top 10 most recommended knives. You know, when you ask me, if you ask me for a knife in that $100 price range, $100 to $200 price range, this is probably what you're going to get. One of these. Like I said, I've tested all these. I feel comfortable recommending them to people. If I hadn't tested a knife enough, it's just not one of them. Why would I recommend anything else? You know, I'm not going to recommend the flashy ones over the ones that I know, you know, perform well. It's just not smart to do. So there you go. That is my my top 10. Let's see what 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and where's the last one? 10. I don't know. That's it. All right, guys and girls. Hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.